Hey folks, this is just a relatively short video where I'm going to show you a sort of top 5 or 6 copy trading platforms and just do sort of mini review on each of them. So these are platforms where they allow you to copy trade traders on their platform. So they're mostly like brokers that allow normal trading with things like FX markets, different asset classes, commodities, equities, etc. And you can invest a certain amount of money, and that will be split between one or more traders that you select on the platform, and then their trades are copied proportionately based on the amount that you've invested. That's really all it is. They do it in some slightly different ways, and I'm sort of going to show you a mini kind of review on each of the ways that they work, or just basically point out some of the main things, main points of interest. So they're not going to be in-depth reviews or anything like that. I will do separate videos for those, but this is going to show you like the top 5 or 6. So these kind of accounts, in terms of like your overall portfolio, they're not in ISAs or pensions or anything like that. So they're not in tax wrappers. These would sit in what would be classed as like a personal portfolio. This is aimed at maybe like sort of the high growth or growth part of your personal portfolio. So, I'm not putting a lot of money into these things because if it's high growth, it's probably classed as higher risk. I'm going to show you how you can mitigate some of that risk in some of these platforms, and essentially what I'm aiming at here is diversification away from the wider stock market. So pensions and ISAs in general, they'll be invested in the wider stock markets. So for your personal portfolio, I want to get diversification away from the wider stock market, because then you've got all of your money tied up in the stock market. You're only ever going to get stock market returns across your pensions and your personal portfolio. So I'm at least putting some money into these kind of newer, you could say newer asset classes that are uncorrelated with the wider stock market. And so it's going to give me better diversification for dealing with things like stock market corrections or crashes. So that's the idea. And it's also a sort of done for you philosophy of investing. So you don't need to be experts in financial trading or anything like that. You just need to know how to copy trade, essentially. And so that's kind of the sort of idea behind what I call done for you investing. You're just copying. You don't have to know about FX markets or commodities or equities or anything like that. You're leveraging the platform. You're leveraging these copy traders to give you that diversification. That's it really. So I'm aiming at getting a top 10 of these platforms. I'll show you 5 or 6. I've not included eToro or Naga, which would be in my top 10, and I've got separate videos on that. That's why, which you can watch. I'll put links in the video. But eventually, like I say, I want to get a top 10. So if there are any of these that you think shouldn't be in the top 10, then please let me know what your experience are with any of these platforms, or if I've missed any, then again, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can sort of do a review on those platforms that I've missed and include those in a top 10. Okay, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So let's jump into the first one, which is DarwinX.com. So if you go to DarwinX.com and then go to Performance of Darwin's, all of these links I'm going to show you, all of these links, including the review sites, I'll put in the video, so in the video description, so you can check them out for yourself. The Darwin offer a sort of packaged unit for each trader. So they're kind of slightly different from the other trading platforms where you just copy a trader or a number of traders. So on this page, for example, they've got so go to investing, DarwinX.com, performance Darwin's. They've got like for example, a model portfolio. So there's two ways you can do it. You can build your own portfolio of these traders, one or more, or you can actually select an index that the platform offers called the Darwinia index, and I'll talk about that in a second. So for example, with this model portfolio here, it shows you a number of Darwins or traders that they offer on the platform, and they show you, it's very well put together website, which is always a good sign. And this is 1 year's of worth of trading in terms of the sort of gains that have been made by these traders. The sort of like dark brown reddish line is the average for this portfolio. So there's a weighting of 10% in each of these particular Darwins or traders. So I mean, there's two ways. Like I say, you can sort of experiment with this. You can pick the best one that you like, or you can pick which is probably a better idea, to pick a kind of a number of these to get a kind of portfolio that's going to give you, that can smooth out any really big losses or gains that are probably more risky kind of traders. So for example, you know, this guy's done very well, PUR 37% over 1 year. This is at the bottom here, which is ULI. So if we cut out ULI, for example, and then the index, the model return here is 9.54 for 1 year. So if we cut out ULI, and then the brown line here, the dark red line, goes up to 11.45, and then cut out the next one down, ZVQ, for example, and then the index, the model return goes up to 12.64. So, you know, and you can look at these, so it's PUR, let's have a look at this. You can right click and you can look at each one. And you can see sort of basic stats for that particular Darwin or trader. So it's 16.32 annualized return. It's not bad over a 5-year track record. And then if you go down, you can sort of see how they've been doing over the year. All time they've been trading on DarwinX. So yeah, it's a really nice. You can see the returns each year. It's a really nicely put together setup here. So the other way to do this then. So there's a review here which I'll sort of put out some basic, some main points here. So on Social Trading Guru. Again, all these links will be in the video. So let's just go into a little bit more detail about what Darwin is. So firstly and most importantly, instead of directly following and copying another trader or strategy, you buy a Darwin. This stands for Dynamic Asset and Risk-Weighted Investment, and is in essence an asset based on a trader or automated strategy trading at DarwinX. And what it's saying here is that each Darwin has a certain value when you buy it, and depending on that performance of the trader who provides the Darwin, the value will go up and down. Behind the scenes, each time the Darwin's trader places a trade, DarwinX opens or closes a trade in that asset on behalf of investors. So, you know, it's essentially the same as eToro. You know, it's the same difference really, except they've packaged it up as these sort of Darwin units that are then tradable. So, you know, it's the same net effect where you invest in a certain number of traders and you get a return based on how well they do. You know. Another point to note, what I was talking about previously about different ways, an easier way that you can do this, rather than selecting the investors or Darwin's yourself, you can invest in this Darwinia index. You see, this has actually been around since 2016, so this platform has been around for quite a while, and this index has been around for quite a while, so it's probably improved since they opened it. But essentially what it does is it uses, let's have a look here. The index leverages the existing performance and risk algorithms users to rate the trades and strategies on their platform. It is expected the index will invest in about 40 to 50 strategies, and their target performance is 20-25% a year. So, you know, this is a way you can just invest in an index of these traders, and you're leveraging the algorithms that they use to pick the best ones. So they're doing all that legwork for you. Again, this is what done for you investing is all about. You know, I think they've got AI algorithms as well that sort of pick the best ones based on risk volatility, etc., and give you the best return based on that risk. So this is what I'm probably going to try myself. And yeah, so that's kind of really all I wanted to say about Darwin. So I'm going to do another review on this, but that's kind of what I would look to. That's the way I would look to invest in it, is through this Darwinia index. And then if we look at some of the reviews, so we've got Trustpilot. So this is the kind of thing that I've done. I've looked at other review sites as well, but just Trustpilot is usually a pretty good place where you can see reviews for brokers and trading platforms as well. So this is a UK side, but it's Force, that's pretty good. So you've got to look for things like how recent they are. So it's June 2021, so that's pretty recent. That's a bit of a nothing review there. You got to take some pinch of salt. So that's someone who's made a review, but wasn't really worth it, and only gave them 3 stars, which marks them down. But again, I mean, we're into 2020 now, 5 stars. 2020 August, 5 stars. You will see the odd one. People use these platforms just to complain. So again, you've got to take these ratings with a pinch of salt. But if you were to see loads of ones, then it's a warning sign. So this one is saying that they withdrawal stuck. So I mean, this is going back to March 2020. It's quite a long time ago now. So deposited, so using the score. I mean, these platforms are not perfect. Not everything can run perfectly all the time. So, for example, some people might have to wait longer for whatever reason if there's a problem with a particular payment method or payout, and then that's going to mark them down. So this would have probably been closer to 5, so you've got to take these things into consideration. This one's going back to 2019. So, in general, this is another clue that this is working out well for people. If there's not lots of people complaining and actually getting good reviews. And then the other kind of site I use as well is Forex Peace Army. So this is more for sort of Forex, FX, brokers and services. And this is a good sort of resource for any of these kind of brokers. Yeah. So DarwinX has got like quite good reviews on here. So it's nearly sort of 4 and a bit out of 5, quite a lot of reviews. And again, you can sort of go into like the basics of information here, like the FCA regulated. So they are FCA regulated, and they're actually FSCS regulated. So if you're in the UK, you actually get compensation up to £75,000, whatever it is, if they were to go under. So this is a regulated setup, and it gives the trading platforms 84-95. So it's good. This is a good platform. It's in a lot of countries as well, so it's prohibited in some, but it's available in a lot of countries too. So yeah, you can have a look at these reviews as well on Forex Peace Army. Again, there'll be people complaining, and they do charge to withdraw money. I think that's still the case, and they have been criticised for that. But I think generally, in comparison, the fees are generally sort of not that bad in DarwinX still. They've got to make money somehow. So some will charge fees on withdrawal. But if you're making 20-25% a year, then I don't mind paying 1% to make some withdrawals. So again, that's going to be up to you if you decide to go them or not. So have a look at those. So the other one is ZuluTrade. So this is just their homepage. So these guys have been around for quite a while, and so probably would be considered to be amongst the sort of market leaders in copy trading. So you can get the basic lowdown on what copy trading is there. So have a read through that, and they just compare manual trading, copy trading. So again, this is just done for you investing, essentially. So one thing to point out here is what I like about ZuluTrade is this Zulu Guard. So what you'll find in some other platforms, particularly Naga, you have to do a few things to sort of reduce your risk. You can see that on the my Naga videos. But with ZuluTrade, it looks like they're actually kind of considering protection of their copiers here. So a unique user-friendly feature that protects copy traders if erratic trades are opened by traders they are following. And I've had that happen to me at Naga. So this is nice. I like the look of this. Excellent risk warning management edition. So that is a good sign. So if we go to, let's just touch on some of the points here in daytrading.com review. By the way, this site is brilliant. If there's any kind of Forex broker or service out there, it's going to be reviewed here, right? It's got absolutely everything. So this is a good resource if you're checking out particular FX or brokers. So this is their ZuluTrade review. You know, they've been around since 2007. I think that's before eToro, to be honest. I think they were amongst the first to start this copy trading service. So yeah, so I'm going to skim over some of these. This is a very quick thing. Trading platform, how it works is signal providers or followers. So the signal providers are essentially the traders that you're copying, and then followers are these users that can copy the strategies of the signal providers. As a follower, you can also copy strategies of the portfolios created by the followers, so that's quite nice as well. If there are sort of followers or copiers that are doing well, you can just copy them. So let's skim down features. Again, they talk about Zulu Guard here. That is, for me, that's a good sign. What else? So compared to competitors, the points to note here really is that you can easily view the rankings of the investor performance. So if we go back up here, you know, you get kind of a nice sort of concise view, even with a little mini graph there, just to see how volatile it is. In terms of the number of pips that are earning over a particular number of weeks, I guess, and the return on investment over that number of weeks that they've been trading. So yeah, I mean, it's the win ratio. You know, it's a nice concise view and ranking for the traders to help you choose. So you and it would being the sort of the first, amongst the first to do this, they've got a lot of traders now. You have access to over 10,000 traders in 192 countries, and then you can use the search engine, Zulu search engine, to hone in on the best. So I'll be doing separate reviews on that. So for example, this one here, we can choose to only use the traders that are trading their own money. You don't always get that, I think, on these platforms, so that's quite nice. Yeah, this, and then so the ZuluTrade accounts here, similar to what was above. So you'd want the profit sharing to start off with. This option is recommended for beginners as you get to learn by copying others. The traders will be compensated when you profit and penalised when they lose. You also benefit from reduced commissions. So you'd be like a profit sharing account, start off with that and to do your copy trading. And a demo account I think is quite good as well. So I'll probably start off with a demo account myself, see how that goes. Then you can see about definitely that you're onto something good there. Once your demo account starts going up, and then switch over. I'm going to try this and switch over to a real account. Yeah, that's the main thing really, the points there. Yeah, and then the other thing to note is, like, you know, they've got good customer support in a number of countries. This is a global operation. It's pretty impressive really. Yep, so that's ZuluTrade. Next up is FXPig. So if you go to fxpig.com, and then essentially it's a CTrader platforms, CTrader copy. And so again, this has sort of come up as done quite well in reviews. Comes recommended by various good sources. So this, I've included this here. I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but it's the same principle. So benefits for investors, copy strategies of sophisticated traders already using CTrader, keep control, start and stop copying at any time, advanced risk management settings to protect your account, full transparency showing complete history and open positions. So that's nice. They don't always show the open positions that traders are currently running. That's actually really nice, because some traders, particularly say on Naga, you wouldn't see the open trades, and they might be sort of sitting on trades and waiting for them to come back, and you wouldn't see that. But there again on Naga, you wouldn't copy the open positions when you start copying. You only start copying the future trades. However, if traders are sitting on positions and waiting for them to come back for days, even weeks on end possibly, you wouldn't see it. But on FXPig you would, so that's actually pretty good. And they got like a sort of good sort of analytics, which I'll talk about in a second. So yeah, so they talk about here the advanced analytics. You can look at the return on investment, balance versus equity, and the history of followers, adjust time period. So this is a nice kind of this is a good service in terms of the analytics, and the strategy. You can actually sometimes on some of these copier sites, they don't always really describe the strategies that they're using, or the profiles for the traders, or their scant information. And you're then just going off the performance. But yeah, FXPig seem to like have a better or more comprehensive description of the traders or strategies that are being used. So again, that differentiates them. And then equity copying, it's the same as eToro. You allocate a certain amount of equity or money to a particular strategy or trader, and then it gets proportionately copied. And then you can get like you can put in stop loss if you want, same as eToro, where you can stop loss a certain amount if it's not going, if the trades are not going, giving you a return that you're looking for, you can stop loss. So that's FXPig. Though just briefly on Trustpilot, this is again just UK Trustpilot. Again, this is June 2021. Over the last few, this is why you've got to take these with a pinch of salt. So for example, this would have bottomed down quite a lot. So over the last few years, I've been with this company. It's been a pleasant experience. So they've pretty done well over the last few years. The main thing for me was their spreads and options. It was good, but when I tried to get money, it was hell. I had to contact IRS Forecast, irstforecast.com. I would recommend if you need help. Now this could be an example of FUD, fear and doubt, uncertainty and doubt. This could be someone plugging whatever this site is. Usually on Trustpilot they do manage to fish out these kind of FUD reviews, but you never know. Some might get through still, because the other ones are June 2021, 5 stars. Again, some of these could be the opposite, but in general they do tend to weed out these things now, Trustpilot. So April 21, good customer service. Again, another one here, terribly bad spread. So some of them, I think this is probably true. They have got quite a wide spread, so the cost of copying seems to be a bit higher here. Again, as with anything, you're balancing out pros and cons. So the pros that I talked about before got to be weighed with some of these cons, and at the end of the day anyway, it's all about what return you're getting. So again, you've got to take these with a pinch of salt and then see. I mean, they're taking 40 pips plus spread. Well, I don't know what it is at the moment, but we'll see. If you know, please comment. But I'll do a review in FXPig and we'll see. But and then there you go. Now we're going back into 2018. So, but again, 5 stars, getting 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. So they seem to be a fairly decent outfit from what I can make out. So I'm going to fast forward. This one is actually this is one I found from Forex Peace Army. So they do their own views on these managed accounts. That's another term that these accounts can be used. It's like managed Forex, but the managed Forex obviously is just for FX, but these are sort of managed copy accounts are essentially just the same as managed accounts. And so Forex Peace Army, you know, they do reviews as well as having a forum. And so this one I'm going to show you was Rhombus Capital, came out as one of the top, or the top performer on the managed Forex performance category. So a weekly, so they do tests on Forex Peace Army, so weekly return of like 5% here over the past 25 weeks. It's not bad. I didn't include these guys manage Forex with us, but they seem to operate as sort of, yeah, again, there's just a pure managed service. That's 49 weeks with 3.19%. That's pretty good as well. But so this one is pretty good, 5%, although quite sort of volatile. So on Forex Peace Army, the actual review on this, they give quite good information here about who they are and their transactions, so you can take a look at that. But also on their site, you will see that they're on ZuluTrade. So their name is FX Prime Trades on ZuluTrade. And so, you know, this is their graph. They've actually, it looks like they've only really just joined ZuluTrade, the 24th of October. And so a little bit volatile at first, but, you know, I looked at it the other day. It's 45K profit. It's now gone up to 61K profit. So I think this is profit on their account. I don't think it's copy traded profit. Yeah. So anyway, you know, so this is another good sign when they're on platforms like ZuluTrade. You know, then you know they're kind of probably it's another clue that these are, you know, these are on these sort of main platforms, and therefore you can check out their performance. You know, they're not hiding anything. And also, actually, if you go to this is on the homepage, rhombuscapital.com, if you go here, social trading, and open this up, you'll see they're on Darwin as well, DarwinX, under this HSX ticker. So only half a year, 42% annualized return. So that's not bad. Yeah, so you can check them out there as well. Again, it's just a good sign that they're on these different platforms. You know, they're sort of heavily involved in this copy trading scene, as it were. Okay, so that's Rhombus Capital. And then there's just a few others to finish off with. That I say these came up as sort of, you know, recommended copy trading or managed Forex services. And yeah, so or had good reviews effectively. So FP Markets was one. So this is more of your Forex managed account, so MAM or PAM. I'm not going to go into too much about that at the moment, but just different ways of effectively doing the same thing where you're copy trading a particular master trader. So FP Markets came up as highly rated. And then similarly, sort of the Forex managed style of things, PAM accounts, percentage allocation, fibogroup.com, and finally LeapFX. So LeapFX sort of specializing in automating trading and helping retail clients to managing accounts for them. Again, so these three final ones are more on the FX side that came up, that did well in reviews. So yeah, that's the sort of top 5 or 6. As I say, any ones that I've missed, please comment below, and any ones that you think shouldn't be here. If you had a bad experience, again, please comment, and I can include that in individual reviews for all of these services. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.